What's going on, guys? PUrPleThumpER here, bringing you another audio commentary on one of my gameplays. This is actually a team tac match. It's a demolition on Afghan. This is the first team tac match that I'm uploading for you guys because I'm getting a lot of feedback. People asking me to get them a nuke on a team tac match, so I do get that here. First things first, in my opinion, to play and be successful in team tac, number one thing you need is a really good four-man team. So right now I'm running with Purple Spooner, is one of the original purples. Running with Enjoy, who's also an original purple. He's really purple winner. He's just playing on a different account. And PUrPleThumpER, one of our good friends, and myself, an original PUrPleThumpER. So we've got a good, solid four-man team. And when you're playing team tac on Afghan, okay, whether you're playing team tac on Afghan or whether you're playing 6v6 on Afghan, when you're attacking, the one thing you definitely want to do is plant B first. You have to get B first to be successful and to win a round when you're attacking if you're playing against a good team. Just because when you're attacking, you spawn closer to A and the enemy spawns closer to B. So a lot of teams, what they have a problem doing is they get A first and then they can't get B because the other team is camping it out, and it's a lot easier to camp it out when you spawn right next to it. So if you can manage to get B first, you have the advantage because you will spawn closer to A. So even if they are camping out A, if you can kill them first, they have to run a farther distance to get back to their positions to camp again. So by that point in time, you should have the advantage. You see right there, B blows up after I planted it. So we're on our way. We're doing pretty good here. So all we have to get is A, and once you get B, normally A comes pretty easily. But as far as what class I'm using a UMP 45 with a silencer on it. My first perk is Scavenger Pro. My second perk is Stop and Power Pro, and my third perk, I'm not exactly 100% sure, but I think it's Ninja Pro. It's either Ninja Pro or Sitrep Pro. Using flashbang grenades and Sentex grenades. My secondary weapon is the Akimbo Rafikas, or like I call them, the Rafikis. But there you see I just actually jacked an enemy's care package, which if you're using care packages, or sentry guns for that matter, when you call it in, you're going to have at least one enemy rush it, no matter what. So the last thing you want to do is call it in and turn your back to it, which is what that guy did for some reason. But I ended up jacking it. Turned out to be a UAV, which came in pretty handy. I ended up getting my Harrier here. And you can see we have A planted already. And I actually didn't even have to go over to A to help them. That's how easy it was for them to plant it. But you can see here, if you get your Harriers or a kill streak close to the end of the round, don't use it. Save it for the next round. You can see here eventually they're going to only have one guy on their team left. 3 of them are going to leave. So the last thing you want to do is call in your Harrier, in my case. You don't want to call it in with only one guy on the other team because that's just basically a waste. Alright, so normally when there's only one guy left on the other team in team tac, one or two things are going to happen. Either number one, most likely they're going to leave and the enemies are going to forfeit out and you're going to win. Or number two, he'll get more teammates that join. In this case, fortunately for me, he gets 3 new teammates. That'll come in eventually. But in my case right here, what you want to do when you have the Harrier, you definitely want to wait in team tac until there's a full 4 guys on the enemy team. So what I do is I just camp around B, because that's what you want to do. When you're defending, you want to make sure they don't get B. There's different strategies for Afghan. I've played it to where we've tried to keep them from getting either one, but most of the time, you could basically have your whole team just run over to B and camp out B and let them have A. Because, B is the most important bomb site on this map, hands down, 100% of the time. You can see I called out the Harriers. When you have a good team, there's only one place on Afghan you can hide from air support, and that's the caves. But in my case, since I'm running with a good team, I don't have to worry about the enemy team camping in the caves because my 3 other teammates, Spooner, Winter, and PUrPleThumpER, they'll take them out. So when they do kill them, since I dropped the Harrier in their spawn, as soon as they respawn, the Harrier will take them out. So you see right there, I get my chopper gunner. Alright, so what you're going to do, I'm going to lay down, and eventually I will call it in. But, no, actually, sorry, my mistake. I wait till A blows up to make sure, it doesn't get defused or something, happens. Just I want the time extension for when I call in the chopper gunner, which I believe I called in pretty soon when there's like 3 seconds left on the A bomb. But for team tac, in my opinion, I think it's easier to get a nuke, just because when you're in your chopper gunner, your AC-130, you only have to worry about 4 people trying to shoot it down, which I think is a lot easier to handle rather than a regular match where it's 6 people. And I think in ground war it's the hardest because you're up to 9 people. So in this opinion, I still don't get the nuke in the chopper gunner. I think I fall like 6 kills short, so I have to get the last 6 kills by myself. You're right there, you see, get shot down. But and that's just my opinion. I think it's easier to get the nuke once you get in the AC-130 or the chopper gunner in team tac. Ground war, depending on if you're playing against kids that just refuse to shoot down enemy air support for whatever reason, then it's nice because you can get a lot of kills because there's 9 guys. But if you're playing against a team that actually knows what they're doing, chances are you're going to get shot down pretty quick. And so you see here, if you don't get your nuke in your second kill streak, no matter what it is, Pavlo, AC-130, chopper gunner, I see a lot of guys, they end up getting nervous. They start kind of panicking, their hands start getting a little sweaty or whatever. But, the last thing you want to do is run out, around a corner carelessly, because you're going to end up getting mowed down by like 3 guys or something like that. But, you definitely just take your time, check out the game clock. Check to see how many minutes you have or how many seconds you have to finish it. If you have a couple of minutes, there's no reason to rush whatsoever. Let the guys come to you, because they know at this point in time, the team's smart. They know most of the time you got 3 kill streaks on. So they've seen me calling the Harriers, they've seen me calling the chopper gunner. So I could only either have an EMP already or going for a nuke. And obviously they see I haven't called in an EMP, so the chances are at this point in time, they know I'm going for the nuke. So, which, when the team figures out you're going for the nuke, the last thing you want to do is rush them, because eventually, they're going to be going to you to try to do everything they can to stop you from getting that nuke. So what a good thing is, especially on this map, for the situation I'm in right now, good thing is just to kind of hang out here, because from here you can only have enemies come at you from 2 directions. That doorway right there from the cave, or from Sniper Hill, which is to my left right there. That's what we call it. We call that Sniper Hill up there. So, and when you have good teammates like I do right now, you communicate well. So I know right now Spooner and Winter are in the cave watching that. And you can see right there, some guy tries to jump over top me. I drop shot him, and that's the 25th kill for the nuke. So I got it. End up getting killed there. But so right now it's kind of, the match is just kind of for fun, we're kind of just screwing around. I actually think we actually let them blow up B and play another round. But, which is kind of funny. I mean, once you get that nuke, you can basically do whatever you want. You can either call it in right away. I tend to like to hold off and play to the end of the match. Unless people leave, then I'll call it in, because the last thing I want to do is have the enemy team forfeit out. I want to make sure I get my nuke out and get some kills with it, other than, my teammates and myself. But there you go. Round 2 ends. We're tied 1-1. I know we have, the match won because I've got the nuke sitting in my pocket. But they start actually leaving right here. One guy leaves right there. You'll see another guy start to leave. So at this point in time, I'm like, you know what? There's 2 guys left. That guy just left now. There's only 1. I'm going to call this thing in before they all quit out. So there's the nuke. You see me call that out on a team tac on Afghan. I actually start off 0-1 and then go on a 25 kill streak or something like that. But there's the nuke and team tac. But there it is, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you picked up maybe some tips or some strategies from it, and keep watching my videos. I'll keep making them. Thanks a lot, guys.